Helping children to become the most independent in life is a target of many parents. Independence is one of the basic characteristics, plays an important role to help children later on in adulthood be braver, more confident and resilient, and ultimately become more successful in life. Children can fend for themselves, even without their parents in any difficult situation. Currently, apart from family education, kindergartens in Vietnam have applied many scientific teaching methods to prepare students with essential life skills to become more independent in learning, taking part in school activities, and able to support their families at home. This self-awareness can't be naturally formed, which have to undergo a long process of education. Hence, learning at a young age is immensely vital to prepare these children for the upcoming life journey.
Hello everyone, welcome to Sharing Vietnam on VTC10 NetViet. Please join me in welcoming the director of the Teacher Education Program from Westside Montessori School, New York, to share with us her stories about coming to Vietnam and also her experience in different teaching methods in how to teach kids to be independent. Thank you, Mrs. Lee Sands, for joining our program today. First of all, we would like to know a little bit about yourself, and can you introduce us about your school as well?
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be with you here today. I was at that school for 20 years, over 20 years, and I have also been a teacher educator for over 20 years as well. Right now, I work for Westside Montessori School in Manhattan, in New York City, and I am the director of the teacher education program there. So now my job is not about educating children, but about educating adults who wish to be Montessori teachers. Montessori materials are designed so that children can teach themselves.
What brought you to Vietnam this time, and can you share with us your experience here interacting with Vietnamese children?
We have been speaking by email with Mr. Hong for several years, and last summer he mentioned that he would be in New York City, and so we invited him to join our program, and he was there for about a week and a half and spent time in our classes so that he was able to meet our teacher trainers as well, the people who are training the teachers, as well as those who were taking the classes to be teachers. And so we had the opportunity for many conversations about his schools that he has here in Vietnam and his great interest to continue to provide training and the best training for his teachers here. And so he invited us to come and spend time visiting his schools, observing in the classrooms, and we're providing some workshops for the teachers. And we found it just a very rewarding and wonderful experience to come to Vietnam.
What about your impression on Vietnamese kids?
I really believe that children are essentially the same all over the world. Children are eager, they are curious, they're interested in everything in the world that is around them. And so I see that also in the Vietnamese children that are very similar to children I've seen in other places. I think one thing that I noticed differently here, particularly in Mr. Huang's schools, is the focus on the arts in the school and how interested the children were, and using those artistic lessons to learn other skills as well. That was very well integrated, as well as the teachers were very kind and patient and really helping the children to become the best people that they can be and learn all of the information from the materials as well.
Asian children in general are perceived to be less independent compared to Western kids. Do you agree with such statement, especially after meeting Vietnamese children?
Well, I only had the chance to observe children here at Sunrise Kids Kindergarten, and I'm not sure that I could agree with that because I saw many observations of children being quite independent. And I'll give you some examples of that. When they come into the classroom and they finish with their group circle or conversation at the beginning of the morning, and the teacher says, now it's time to do our work, the children, each one of them got up, went over to take a mat, lay a mat down, go get a work off the shelf and sit down, sometimes working by themselves, other times working with a friend, but most times being able to accomplish that work, I would say, independently.
What are your assessment regarding the teaching methods of schools in Vietnam in teaching kids how to be independent?
I have seen families dropping their children off at Sunrise Kids and picking them up at the end of the day. And one of the things that the other teachers that came with me that we all observed is how very kind and responsible they are with children. Children are allowed to walk in, they're not carried in. Children are allowed to put their own shoes on and off. They take their sweaters on and off, and the parents are very patient while they wait for their children. So I think the teaching methods match in some ways the ways that we observed parents in interacting with their children, which would ultimately be the best for their children if there's a match between how the teachers work with the children in the classroom and how the parents interact with the children at home.
Proactive, confident, and engaged. These are common words to describe children aged 3 to 5 in many high-quality preschools, applying innovative teaching methods such as Fast Track Kid, Montessori, so is Sunrise Kids. Here, the children are guided to self-consciously active in classroom activities and encouraged to explore, express their opinions and feelings openly with their peers.
Ở lứa tuổi mà mầm non này, thật ra là các con rất là hứng thú để được làm, để được tham gia cùng với bố mẹ. Nếu chúng ta có những con nhỏ, chúng ta sẽ lưu ý điều đấy. Mẹ vào trong bếp, con sẽ muốn bắt chước rửa bát rồi nhặt rau. Nhưng mà cái khổ là cái cuộc sống hiện tại bây giờ mọi người rất là bận, và những gia đình có bà nội, bà ngoại, thậm chí có những cô giúp việc lại chúng ta rất là tiết kiệm thời gian nên không muốn cho con tham gia, nên cuối cùng chúng ta lại mất cái cơ hội để con luyện tập những cái kỹ năng này. Thật ra các con đối với một đứa trẻ nhỏ theo phương pháp Montessori và nói chung là nghiên cứu mầm non bây giờ là đối với con những hoạt động đấy là không phải là công việc. Người lớn làm việc ấy, theo bà Montessori, người lớn làm việc để có mục đích cuối cùng là ra một cái sản phẩm gì đấy. Trẻ con làm việc để hoàn thành bản thân nên họ vẫn thích thú để làm công việc đấy.
Under the support and guidance of trained teachers with modern teaching methods, children are fully in charge of their own learning process, encouraged to become independent, creative, and more confident. The program integrates indoor and outdoor learning activities, which provide real-life experience without the limitation of a classroom space.
Người ta chú trọng đến vấn đề là giúp trẻ tự lập ngay từ nhỏ, rồi thì là giao tiếp đấy với người thân và giao tiếp với người lạ, và đặc biệt là cái giáo dục cho trẻ cái kỹ năng quan sát, tìm tòi, khám phá thế giới xung quanh đấy, rồi kỹ năng tự bảo vệ bản thân mình đấy, rồi kỹ chăm sóc bản thân đấy. Rất nhiều, họ đã chú ý rất nhiều đến cái đó và họ luôn luôn tạo điều kiện để cho trẻ có thể trải nghiệm được cái đó trong cuộc sống.
Supporting children's own development is the role of parents and teachers in the child's lifelong journey. For only self-consciousness, curiosity, and passion will motivate them to know perfection in life. Hopefully, with effective teaching methods, schools will guide children to be independent to undertake the sight of upcoming journey.
do you views on the role of parents in teaching their children how to be independent?
Most of my suggestions for parents in that regard are that they look within their home for ways to allow their children to become more independent. For example, in the child's room, to keep the clothes hung at a low level, a low rod in a closet or a cupboard, so the children can take the clothes out by themselves. So we learn this skill in the classroom, but we can apply it in real life at home with the family. So usually that's our suggestion to families. It's not about teaching them more math or more lessons. It's about helping them become independent people in their home. Children want to be part of the family. They want to help. They want to help set the table when it's time for dinner. Having a stool next to the counter so that they can climb up and put their own dishes in the sink when they're finished.
What are some ways that schools can work with parents and families in such regard?
I can tell you in New York how that works. So our parents are very involved in our school. They are involved and engaged. There are opportunities for parents. We have a parent association for parents to gather and engage in events. For example, we have at the end of the block from our school is an area called Riverside Park. It's right on the Hudson River on the western side of New York City. And there is a playground there that our children occasionally, with the teachers, walk to the playground and use an outside playground space there. So one of the ways that we give back is the parents and children in the springtime work together to have a sand, they bring in sand to fill up the sand lot for the children. So the parents and children work together to do this activity. Those are examples of parents becoming engaged inside the classroom, but there are also many opportunities for them to do things outside the classroom that support the school and in turn support the children as well.
And finally, could you share with us your plans in working with Vietnamese schools to train teachers in bringing different methods in teaching kids how to be independent?
Yes. So we have a plan with Mr. Huang that we will return over the next possibly 3 to 5 years to continue working with his teachers to learn more about the Montessori philosophy and methods. And we're very eager to do that. We had really a wonderful week. The teachers are very enthusiastic, very smart and intelligent, and really understand children and their development. And ultimately, we hope to also provide some consultation with Mr. Huang and Sunrise Kids to help them develop their own teacher education program here in Vietnam.
Once again, thank you so much for spending time with Sharing Vietnam today. And we hope for a lot of success for the cooperation with Sunrise Kids Kindergarten in Vietnam.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.
So that's also wrap up for our program today. And hopefully from the talk with our guest speaker, as well as the information that our program provide for you, you will have a picture of the different teaching methods that Vietnamese schools is now applying in order to develop the children's independence and confidence. Any questions and recommendation, please email to sharingvietnam@netvittv.net. Thank you and see you again.